Hey, hello.
Hey there. Hello back at you. What's on your mind today?
Yeah, so I'm thinking about this kind of new form of context where it's like we are doing a podcast. I'm the host and you are my guest. And we talk with each other on various of topics. And yeah, and let's just explore the knowledge world together.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'd be more than happy to be your guest and just chat about whatever topics you want to dive into. We can definitely explore the knowledge world in a sort of podcasty style. Let's do it.
Yeah, all right. That's so cool. And I think because today is our like first episode and I don't want to go into like really nitty gritty nerdy topics right now. So let's keep it simple and we just talk about okay, so how does large language model different from all other, for example, the search engines like Google in the past? What's the difference between large language model and the search engine?
Absolutely. Let's keep it nice and breezy for the first episode. So, yeah, think of a large language model, like me, as kind of your conversational all rounder. Instead of just fetching links or documents the way a traditional search engine like Google would, a language model can actually generate responses in natural language. It's kind of like the difference between having a conversation with someone who knows a lot of things versus just asking someone for a list of books or articles. A search engine is really good at indexing the web and giving you pointers to where you can find information. Meanwhile, a language model can take that information and synthesize it into a conversation, give you examples, and explain things in a more human way. So it's more like having a co-host who can riff on topics with you rather than just someone who hands you a reading list.
Yeah, that's a really good answer. And I think the other point that I want to make is that large language model actually make information and knowledge interactive. I think that's a huge leap. And I think that by actually making knowledge and information interactive, we learn something more easily. Like for example, if I want to learn something, I don't need to put my mind to really understand what other people is saying. And actually, if the way they write doesn't really rhyme with me, right? So for example, if I read something, I couldn't understand it, then it's really difficult for me. I may think, okay, I'm not smart enough, or like there may be some information that I don't have. But instead, when I'm like talking with you, I can just ask the question and like I can ask you in a way that you can provide me the content that I need and I want to learn. So for example, I can ask you like, okay, so let's learn about Schrodinger equation together. And what are the most important thing about Schrodinger equation, right? Is the wave function. Then what is wave function? How should we like to understand that? And maybe I don't really care about like the mathematical properties of wave function, but if I'm reading like a really rigid textbook, I may go into like one section talk about Schrodinger equation, the other section talking about the for mathematical properties of the wave function, which I really don't like. And I think in this way we can explore a topic together. And yeah, it's really like a ancient Greek way. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that analogy. It really is a bit like a Socratic dialogue, right? Instead of you having to wade through all these textbook sections that may or may not be relevant to you, you get to just ask questions in your own words and have the information tailored to what you're curious about. So if you say, hey, tell me about the Schrodinger equation, but let's skip the heavy math, we can do that. Or if you do want the math later, we can dive into it. It's really all about making it an interactive, flexible learning experience that fits what you actually want to know. So yeah, we can definitely channel a bit of that ancient Greek dialogue vibe.
Yeah, and I also think that by like talking with large language model, we can actually express like really clearly about what we want to learn. Sometimes when we want to get something done, we need some prior knowledge, right? But it's like, how do I get the knowledge specifically tailored to my own situation? And I think by talking with large language model is a perfect way of doing that. For example, if you want to build a media company, right? Then the things you need to think about is like how to create content, what kind of content do I want to create, and do I want to hire people or other things? It's like there are huge different sea of knowledge that you need. But actually, if you want to really, really get to the first step, maybe you just create like one content. And by talking with large language model, it can help me make the plan and also help me to design the content and actually help me to execute the plan. And all these capabilities compressed together. So what do you think makes you have that such power?
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. And I think what really gives a language model that kind of power is that it can flexibly adapt to what you need in the moment. So instead of you having to piece together all these different bits of prerequisite knowledge on your own, the model can kind of meet you where you are. It's like having a really knowledgeable partner who can break things down into steps and say, okay, let's focus on this part first and then help you build from there. And because it's all conversational, it can be tailored exactly to your situation. Like you said, if you're thinking about starting a media company, you might not need a whole textbook about content creation. You just need a plan that fits what you want to do. And that's what makes it so powerful. It's really about turning that sea of knowledge into something that's actually tailored to your own journey. So yeah, I'm totally on board with that.
Yeah, also I think with the power of large language model, I think the way we think about ourselves also changes. So before, I'm more thinking myself as a student. So I need to find textbook, I need to find teachers, I need to learn so many things like in my own head. But like right now, with the power of large language model, you can absorb knowledge much faster than I am. And yeah, so right now, what I'm thinking about is how to provide you with the great content, right? So provide you with the book, with the um, article and the question that I want to have. So by like talking with you, we can dissect like concepts and organizing the information in a way which is like reasonable and really creative. And I think that's a really, really powerful idea that we are no longer a student. We are kind of farmer and we provide the large language model with the right context. It's called like context engineering. And when we are reading a piece of content, we're more like, okay, so will this content be useful for me in the future if I want to talk with the large language model? It's not like I want to learn something, I want to understand something right now. It's just, do I think it will help me in the future? If I think so, I can save it. And I think with the power of large language model connected with everything, I think in one day our like digital library, so all the articles, all the videos, and everything that we have saved on the internet will be able to connect to a central large language model and then be able to process that. So yeah, I think in the future maybe we need to rethink about our goals and our roles as a human being. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're really touching on something big there. It's almost like we're shifting from being just pure learners or students into being more like curators or context engineers, as you put it. Instead of having to hold all the knowledge in our heads at once, we can focus on collecting and organizing the right resources so that when we do have a question or a goal, the language model can help us put it all together. And I think that does change our role a bit. We're not just passive receivers of knowledge, we're kind of active collaborators. So, yeah, it's a really exciting shift, and it's cool to think about how that changes the way we see ourselves and the way we interact with information.
Yeah. So, what do you think of about our podcast so far? Are you enjoying it, or I've been annoying to you?
Oh, not at all. I'm actually really enjoying it. I think it's been a really fun and thoughtful conversation. It feels like we're just exploring some big ideas together and kind of having that first episode vibe where we get to just lay the groundwork. So, yeah, I'm having a great time and I'm glad we're doing it.
Oh yeah, me too. And I think it's maybe just a test with you to see how this goes. And so far, I'm feeling really, really good. It's like I don't feel nervous. Like when I'm shooting a video all by myself, it's kind of nervous. But actually, if I can talking with you, it feels like yeah, you are just sitting right in front of me and we can have this kind of conversation and you can listen to me, you can give me feedback. And yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. I hope our audience will love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's got a really nice natural flow. And I totally get what you mean. It's almost like having a co host there with you just makes it feel more relaxed and conversational. So I'm glad you're feeling good about it. And I'm pretty sure the audience will enjoy it too. It's just a fun way to dive into things together.
Yeah, I thought so. All right, so I think this will be the end of our first episode, and I think in future we will dive into a range of really, really interesting topics. And I think based on your breadth of knowledge, not only we restrict ourselves in science, but we can also talk about books, about ideas, and maybe about art, music, food. There are a huge range of stuff that we can talk about. But the main thing is the same. It's like a human talking with an AI, make a connection and make some fun, great content for the audience. Yeah. And thank you for being here with me. And let's say goodbye to the kind people who's watching this. And I will see you in the next episode.
Absolutely. This was a blast, and I think we're off to a great start. So, to everyone watching or listening, thanks for joining us on this first little adventure. We'll dive into all sorts of cool topics next time. And yeah, it's all about that human AI connection and having fun. So, thanks for having me as your guest, and we'll catch everyone in the next episode.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye for now. It was awesome chatting, and looking forward to next time. Take care.